cut you up a little bit, bro, so they can hear you, or I'm gonna put the mic to the TV, so they can kind of hear you. All right.
All right.
So I kind of did a little brief introduction, but I'm gonna let you do it yourself so they can get to know you, kind of know a little bit about you and everything we got going on. So they're gonna move over. Yeah, we're gonna try to move all our kids over a little bit so they can see you. Y'all can sit right here. He's not gonna bite you. I'm pretty sure that he wants to just make sure that he can see all of you guys, so all of y'all can come on the screen, and he's gonna be able to just y'all set up. Let me see what this remote. Turn this volume up. I'm finna try to turn you up. Let's put it on the volume.
All right.
All right, say something.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? You can hear me?
Yeah, it's not running through T. It's running through my camera. All right, go ahead, AD.
What's going on? What's going on, guys? Y'all can hear me?
Speak a little louder, AD. That's it.
Okay, hey guys, y'all guys can hear me? They said no or yeah?
Yeah, they can hear
Okay,
you.
good. So I just wanted to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Adrian Palmore. I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida. I grew up in St. Petersburg, Florida, and I just want to give a brief background on who I am and how I got to where I am today. So I grew up in poverty down in St. Petersburg, Florida, South Side. You know, I'm from over there by, if y'all familiar with Jets, if y'all familiar with Blue Nile, the Uhuru House, Enoch Data Center, you know, that whole area over there, 16th Street. I grew up over there, you know, from, I mean, y'all know how St. Pete is. Y'all know, you know, the ins and outs of how it is, from the drugs, from, you know, from all that different things, the gangs, the violence. You know, it's somebody dying every day in St. Pete, so we already know all about that. I grew up over there. You know, I was witnessing everything from, you know, prostitution, drugs, gangs, being invited to be able to join gangs, being able to stay out late, you know, trying to get into different kind of things, because, you know, it was always something to do if it was something that was related to being, I guess, any kind of mischief. So I played football, Lakewood High School. So that was my calling. Coach Green was one of my coaches around that time. I think what really got me separated from the foolishness, I guess, was just my ability, and then also a couple individuals who was able to think about my future and figuring out, like, hey, look, your way of being able to make yourself better or break away from your family is going to be through football, you know. So we always felt like we all had a calling and stuff, and I felt like my calling was football. So you know, I used to get in trouble a lot, you know, skip practice, you know, going to see females, you know. I'm talking about just doing foolishness. I'm talking about, like, I used to come to football practice with a whole tray of Chinese food, you know, right before practice, late, you know, stuff like that. I used to walk off on the football field, you know, if I didn't want to do something or whatever, or even it was a time where I got my jersey right before our football game, and they gave me the wrong jersey to test me because they knew I was a knucklehead, and I threw the jersey. I was like, oh, this mine? And I threw the jersey back, and I just got back to playing football like a week ago, and I missed all the spring, and I got kicked off the football team again. So it's just foolishness, stuff like that I did in high school. But I finally got my act together because I realized, you know, in high school that if I didn't get my act together, I was going to be in St. Pete. You know, I wasn't going to be able to get a chance to get out if I didn't make that chance and straighten up then and there. So I had to make the most out of that. You know, also, you know, I didn't come from the richest family or anything like that. You know, missed prom, not only because I had a baby on the way, but I also, I mean, you couldn't afford it. I couldn't go to prom, you know what I'm saying? I used to have to get to, we used to go to different churches to get, like, there'd be food drives. We had to go there, get food from there. You know, we got government assistance, all those different things of that nature. I mean, even the violence that was in my neighborhood, you know, I witnessed shootouts. You know, it was a time where the police would pull up in U-Haul trucks, you know, and I'm thinking somebody moving in, but the police jump out the U-Haul truck, throw a flashbang, boom, and they raiding houses. So those are things that I experienced, being shot at, you know, things of that nature. drug dealers all up and down our street. It's just, those are things that I witnessed, and I just knew that I wanted to be different and not be a part of that. But I look like I'm from that area. You know, look, I got neck tattoos, I got dreads, my hair red. You know, I don't look like the typical person that feel like that you would think that would make it this far, knowing that I was a part of all those different things. You know, so I say my senior year, I finally got my act together and was deciding to myself, like, you know what, man, like, if I continue to just skip practice, if I continue to not do my work or nothing like that, I'm gonna end up being in a situation where I'm not gonna be able to provide for my family. I got a kid on the way. You know, like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to grow up fast, because, you know, I ain't got nobody that's gonna be able to take care of me how I feel like I need to be taken care of, especially if I come from poverty. You feel what I'm saying? So I had to make that conscientious decision on being like, hey, look, as of right now, you either gonna get yourself together or you gonna have to figure it out the hard way when you ain't got no chance to get yourself together, if that makes sense. So I went from finishing the season, which was in like, what, January, I had like a 2.1. Man. And I started getting scared because a lot of the big schools that wanted to recruit me didn't want nothing to do with me once they seen how my grades was. And I ended up graduating with a 3.2. And, you know, by the grace of God, in like around March and April, I was able to get an offer to go play football in Baltimore. So went and played football there, transferred there because I didn't like it. Went and played football over in Arizona. Ended up getting hurt. You know, I ended up getting hurt. Whatever happened was, while I was there, I was, you know, one of the high recruits out of there, but I ended up tearing my ACL in my last season trying to get looks and stuff, and I ended up going to USF. So, you know, by the grace of God, I was able to get, you know, a little breakthrough through there. So I ended up going to USF, and I got in trouble again. You know, I used a credit card to get some food. So, you know, I'm out there. We got a day off from practice, you know, so I'm loving D1 life. You know, we getting our food, we seeing the ladies, we seeing all these different things going on. And one day I had to pay a ticket. Bro, the ticket was like $400. So I'm like, all right, bet we ain't got no practice today. I'm finna chill, give you some good food. I paid $400, and I ended up finding this credit card. So, bro, I don't know what is wrong with me, like, but I ended up using the credit card to get me some food after I paid for my ticket. So I ended up paying for the food or whatever. The police came, because when you swipe the card, it was registered as stolen. You know what I'm saying? So there was like, the lady was like, oh yeah, I gotta go run this in the back. Let me go ahead and double check this again. I'm like, you sure? She's like, yeah. Next thing I know, the police pulling up. I let them know what was going on. Like, hey, look, found the card, but I'm using this for food. Whoop. Next thing you know, I'm in the back of the car going to jail. So I end up getting out. My friends bailed me out and everything, and I get kicked off the football team. And in my mind, I'm like, bro, what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with, now I was in school on the football team, got everything going for me and stuff like that, working on getting my psychology degree and all that. But now everything's going downhill. I can't play football nowhere. You know, currently on child support, trying to figure out what I was gonna do for my kids, because now I have 2 kids, you know, and then now I'm trying to figure out, like, what's my next step? Like, where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do, because I'm facing charges. You know, I just went to court for my kids about child support, so I'm on that. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay that, you know. And then now it's like, I'm in the courthouse, and they're telling me, hey, look, all this stuff you got going on, I don't even think you need to be in college. You know, you don't need to be in college. Your kids need you more than ever as of right now. So I would suggest you quit football, quit school, go home with them and work a job and provide for them. And I was just like, well, my only purpose isn't just that sole purpose. I feel like it's bigger than that. And I feel like any job that I'm gonna get with the education I have now, which is a high school diploma, you telling me to just quit school and not play ball or anything like that, which is gonna be able to fund my college career, you know, like how am I gonna be able to provide for them in the longevity aspect of everything? And then her response was, that does not matter right now. You need to go get a job and take care of them right now. So then, once the school's behind me, because they love what I was doing, love what I was trying to be an advocate for, you know, the youth and everything. They even turned their back on me, like, hey, this is the kind of things you're into. We don't need you, these kind of people around here, da 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 da. And they just basically turned their back on me because they realized that they felt like I was a person that they couldn't trust. So I ended up getting called from my teammates, like, hey, look, bro, I heard what happened to you all over the news, but look, man, we can go ahead and play football in Oklahoma. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's the kind of breakthrough I need. Mind you, I ended up getting an attorney who helped me out with the whole case and everything. And I told her about the situation, like, hey, look, I have a situation where I can go play in Oklahoma. So they was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So I ended up calling the coach like, hey, look, this is my situation. How do you guys feel about that? They're like, yeah, we want you. Come down with your teammate. I'm like, you sure? He's like, yeah. Do I got to sign anything? Like, no, we'll take care of you like family. So I'm like, okay. That. So, me being in the situation I am, I ain't got too many questions I can't even ask right now. I'm like, y'all gonna take me? Bet. I'm not worried about how much it's gonna cost to get there. I'm not worried about nothing. I'm telling you, I put it in my GPS. I'll walk. I'll walk from here to there, So what ended up happening is, me and my teammate, we ended up loading up my car. I had a Chevy Cobalt 2-door. We both fit in there. We put all our stuff in the truck and in the back. We had like $120 to our name. So we driving from Florida all the way to Oklahoma. That's like 21 hours. Took us like a week. We sharing, McDoubles. We sharing McChickens. Sharing 4 for 4s is between the two of us. And we ended up sleeping in the car. We ended up stopping at one of his family members' houses, and then we finally made it down. So by the time we finally make it down, man, the first thing they tell me is that, hey, look, we got a scholarship for your teammate, but we don't got money for you. As soon as I make it up there, so I'm like, what you mean? What you mean? They're like, yeah, we don't have any money for you as of right now. So mind you, I got all my clothes, my shoes, everything in my car, no money. I spent all my money either on gas, on food. So it's like, yeah, I'm sorry to tell you that, but we're going to have to see each other in school. So I'm like, nah, man, y'all got me up here, so I'm going to have to go ahead and I'm going to be in your house, I'm going to be on your couch, eating your food. Like, I'm not going nowhere. Y'all finna figure this out for me because what else I'm going to do? I'm facing charges, back at home. I got an attorney fighting that. I can't see my kids, talk to my kids, and facing child support stuff and all that. And I don't have no money. My family don't have no money. So what I'm going to go back home to, So as push come to shove, 2 days later, my teammate ended up getting kicked off the football team, and then I was staying at the coach house. He kicked me out of the house, and now me and my teammate were staying in a dorm where my teammate was supposed to be housing at once he was on the football team. Once he got kicked off, he got a phone call a day later saying he's going to Georgia to play football. So I'm like, okay, bet. So boom, he out there. So now I'm literally in Oklahoma by myself. They sending the police up there to the dorms and stuff to check to see if I'm still there and stuff like that. Mind you, I don't got no money, no nothing. So the school that they said they were going to put me on with, I end up calling them like, hey, woo-de-woo, this is the situation. Y'all know, y'all, what it's looking like. By the grace of God, I had a good GPA and everything like that. I finished at USF for like a 3.3, 3.4, something like that. So my GPA was high, so they was able to still work with me or whatever. So I found out later that due to like the NCAA rules, I already had went to like 2 D1 schools and I couldn't transfer again. But they didn't want to tell me that before I left to come to Oklahoma because they felt like if I knew that, I wouldn't have showed up. And they was right, I wouldn't have came. So push come to shove, I ended up going to Bethel College down in Kansas. They ended up saying they was going to pay me the max. I ended up being paid the most I've ever got paid from any college ever. They set me up with a house. I ended up coming there. They set me up with everything I needed to be set up with. And it was just gravy ever since. I graduated with my psychology degree there. I made it there. That was my second degree. I got an associate's in general studies. And then now I've been in Kansas for 4 years. Playing football, graduated. Ended up playing football for a arena team. And after that, I was at my job. I was in college. I was working 4 jobs, playing football, and then I was working at Subway. Then I was working on campus, and then I was working in another spot on group home. I was working at a group home. So I had 4 jobs. And the reason I was going so hard is because I figured that, man, I got a second chance. Like, just imagine what would have happened if they would have charged me, what I had did with the credit card fraud. And what was crazy is the attorney ended up getting the cases dismissed. And mind you, she charged $1,500 per charge. I had 2 charges. She dropped the charges. I didn't have much, so I gave her the first time I hired her, I gave her $300. What I could scrape up. Man, she ended up dropping the charges, and I was like, well, how much do I need? How much do I owe you? She was like, you don't owe me nothing. You don't owe me anything. At this point in time right now, all I want you to do is make a name for yourself, do what's required of you, and take this chance as your second chance and do the most of it. And I was like, so do I owe you? She's like, nah, you good. It's dismissed. Don't worry about it. Make a name for yourself. Do what's best for you. And man, I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, nah, I'm in the clear. Man, I'm finna make the most out of it. So with that being said, I graduated my psychology degree, got these different jobs and all that stuff, and I was just going hard. And the football thing was working out, but at the same time, I was thinking to myself, like, what can I do longevity wise? Like, am I gonna really make some bread from this football stuff? Like, what's going on? What I'm gonna do outside of this? So I started pursuing, you know, mental health aspect, other things that I like to be and try to really revamp myself as an individual and tap into things that I felt like I was good in and what I want to do and what I loved, you know, especially when I was voted to get like counted out, you know, with all that stuff I was going through with that credit card fraud stuff, all that, bro. The whole city talk about me, man. Facebook, everywhere. Like, man, this dude a loser. He's stupid. He da-da-da-da. He did the same stuff he was doing now in high school. How you grown now? You doing all this stuff. You got kids. Da-da-da-da. Man, if I would have listened to all that stuff like that for what they was telling me, man, you know, I would have went brain dead. I would have just been like, man, I can't do this no more. You know, I would have took the easy way out and blamed them like, oh man, they right. Let me just go ahead and prove them right. You know, but I kept pushing. You know, I played football for arena team. You know, for a year. After that, one of my managers was like, "Hey, look, you should probably do jiu-jitsu. You should probably do boxing and kickboxing." I'm like, "Bro, what? But I play football. I'm not finna, you know." It's like, man, it's look off season. Do it. Try it. See if you like it. I'm like, all right, bet. So I do it. The off season for like a month. You know, just training, staying in shape. You know, whatnot. Cause I'm still trying to get prepared for football. Do some private workouts. Trying to, you know, make it big. You feel me? So I'm still working. Next thing you know, they telling me, hey, I should do a fight. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna do this for a month. They're like, look, man, you more than ready. So I'm like, all right. So October come, I do the fight. I beat dude. I beat dude bad though. Like, you know, like mind you, I'm just fighting from just me knowing how to fight. All the stuff I learned in them 2 months went out the window. I ain't know nothing about nothing. I wasn't even breathing. I'm come here. You know, so I end up beating dude, you know. I beat him real bad. Come to find out after the fight, he been doing it for 4 years. 4 years. And I told him, he's like, how long you been doing it? I'm like, 2 months. He shook my hand. He was like, hey, bro, stay with it. Like, stay with it. I'm like, okay. So look, after that, I made the executive decision a week later to be like, I'm done with football. So then now I'm 2 years and 8 months into my fight career. I got my own nickname, my own fight merch. You know, this is my Psyborg logo. So as of right now, me as an MMA fighter, I signed, you know, if you're a rapper, you sign to like Epic Records, you know, CMG. I know y'all know all those different companies. As a fighter now, I got me a management deal. I signed a TKO Combat Sports, so now I have a fight agent. What else? In jiu-jitsu, which is like a type of wrestling. I took gold in that in a tournament for the first time last year, which I'll be doing again in the upcoming 2 weeks. I'm currently ranked. I've only been doing this 2.5 years. I'm currently ranked now. I'm ranked number 11 in Kansas and Missouri, and I'm ranked number 35 out of 265 individuals in heavyweight in the Midwest. So that's pretty dope. I fought a total of 10 times, but 2 of them are my MMA fights, and they're ranking me through in my MMA fights, which were my last 2. So that's pretty dope. I have my own clothing line coming out soon for my fight stuff. I got shirts, hats, jackets, and all that stuff. And I'm also looking to start a nonprofit organization where I'll be coming around different schools and events, you know, talking about my testimony, what I've been through. And the crazy thing is, I just told y'all about what I went through from 2016 on up. I didn't even tell y'all about my childhood and all the stuff I really had experience, you know. So it was just one of those things where I had to make an executive decision to be like, hey, you either gonna be a statistic and prove everybody right of what they say you are, or you gonna prove yourself right of everything you say you are. So what I had to do is prove to myself that, you know, I wasn't gonna continue to just be this person that was gonna make an excuse for myself because I've been through X, Y, Z. You know, like especially with how I grew up. Like, I'm gonna just give y'all a visual about my household. So like, I had holes in the ceiling, holes in the floor. You know, whatever weather it was outside, it was the weather inside. You feel me? So like, if it was raining outside, it was raining inside because we had holes in the ceiling and holes in the floor. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was times where you couldn't walk through certain parts of the house because, bro, you're gonna get hit with water if it was raining. If it was hot outside, it was hot inside, bro. I'm talking, we had the big fat AC units that sit in the window. Man, bro, that joint would never get through the whole house. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about when they get cold in the wintertime, ain't no heater, bro. We turn that oven on. Open the door in the oven. You know what I'm saying? Wash your clothes. Like, say if I gotta get ready for school in the morning, I'm washing my socks and my drawers in the sink. You feel me? Hanging it up on a little shower thing, hoping that thing dry by the morning. Cause Lord knows me, I'm wearing wet socks to school, cause I that's what's gonna have to happen. You know, can't make it to the laundromat. Don't got no money to go to the laundromat. You feel what I'm saying? Not only that, man, we had rats, roaches, all that. You know, rats and roaches, all that through the house. You feel me? Go to sleep, all you hear is rats and roaches through the window, through the walls, under the bed, all that stuff. I got bit by a rat twice. You know, growing up, and I hated it, bro. I hated it. So you know, I used to walk 30 plus miles to my sister's house just to make it out, like from not spending the night at my house because of how bad it was. And mind you, we had no food. And on top of that, bro, our bathroom broke. Like, bro, imagine going home to your house right now. You got rats and roaches in your cabinets. You feel what I'm saying? Holes in the floor, holes in the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? You go to sleep, potentially a rat gonna crawl on you, you get bit. But not only just that, bro, just imagine also your bathroom don't work. Your bathroom don't work, bro. Like, your bathroom don't work. Like, you can't use the bathroom, you can't shower. Like, bro, I used to like use the bathroom in garbage bags. Like, on God, I used to use the bathroom in garbage bags, bro. Nobody knew I was living like this, bro. And this was in high school, son. This was in high school, bro. Using the bathroom at high school and middle school. Using the bathroom in garbage bags. Because the pipe on our water had a pipe on that connected to the water broke on our toilet. So if we would turn the water on, like we had like a shut on and shut off, if we turned the water on, it was the spigot will will come out. So our water, like, you know, the old school houses, our house was built like in the 50s, so it was all wood. So when that water would spick out, the ground would get soft. And I stayed, you know, it was my grandma's house, so you know, my grandma, you can't walk everywhere in the house because the floor was wood and it'll cave through it. You know, everybody's grandma got bad knees, at least mine do. You know, so we was always scared about what was gonna happen if she would go through the house and stuff like that. So with that being said, it was just one of those conditions where I felt like, bro, I hate it here. Like I hate how I'm living. Like, being hungry, scared to go to sleep. You feel what I'm saying? You know, that's what it came down to, the point where it's like, man, I'm either gonna find a way to make it out of this, bro, or I'm gonna take something. So I became a taker. You know, I used to steal all the time, bro. Food, clothes, all that, bro. Cause I'm like, man, I tried to do the honest way. Like, I even tried to, like, you know, sell drugs. I even tried to, you know, go get honest jobs and stuff like that. But the money wasn't coming in fast enough as I wanted to, because I wanted to actually start being a man of the house. I wanted to be like, man, mom, I'm gonna take care of this bill. I want to take care of that. But I couldn't. I didn't have, the money wasn't coming in fast enough. So I'm like, bro, I gotta make something happen longevity wise. So that was one of the biggest things that made me realize, like, you either gonna have to make a decision now to be better, or you just gonna end up continuing this cycle. So I used to really have like nightmares about what happens if I continue to live just like this, bro. Like, and that I felt like it wasn't fair to me or any of my family members that have to experience stuff like that. And then knowing that now I'm old enough to know about mental health and everything like that, but we all was affected by these different mental illnesses and stuff like that, you know. My grandma's schizophrenic. I got general anxiety disorder. I got major depression disorder. I got ADHD combined type. And then, you know, I used to go to therapy. I had my therapist tell me that, man, you suffered from PTSD. You're recovering from PTSD. Now, you would think that PTSD would be something that you experience of somebody who's in the army or something like that. But bro, for my therapist to sit up there and tell me, when I told her all stuff that I just told you, plus more, she told me, yeah, I think you're recovering from PTSD. For her to say something like that, it makes me realize, like, man, like, that's crazy. Just from the childhood trauma that I was inflicted on, and, you know, my parents going through whatever they went through, and then when your parents learn something, they give it on to you because that's how they were raised and stuff. And it may not always be the right way, but it's what they know and what they're used to and what they're accustomed to. So, you know, some of our parents are old-fashioned, so I grew up in them old-fashioned customs, you know. So that's just one, like, part of my little story about what I had going on. And I think what makes me go so hard now is realizing where I come from. I can never forget those days coming home, it being hot, not being able to really go to sleep, and all you hear is rats through the walls. And I'm like, bro, I gotta get out of here, bro. I gotta get out of here. So, like, it's times up here where people will be like, hey, man, what, like, cause I got my own fighter logo and stuff like that for my podcast, my mental health podcast, which is on YouTube. I got my own fight logo, and I got my own shirts. I even got my own anime character. Like, I made my own the Psyborg anime character. Like, I'm finna start having like comic strips, stuff like that, because I'm in the anime. So I'm like, I'm doing whatever I want to do through love. And people will be like, man, why you got your face on everything? Like, if you see my car, I got my logo on the front of it, and if you open my door, it's a Psyborg logo that come out of my door. And they're like, man, why you go so hard for yourself? Like, bro, I tell people, I come from nothing, bro. Like, you know how many times I've been betted against to not make this, or had to experience them days of walking 30 plus miles just to get to my sister's house so I can sleep good and eat. My sister be like, man, you come over here and just eat up everything. Yeah, bro, because I ain't ate all day. For real. Like, it was to the point where in middle school, bro, I used to go to school every day. Not because I love school, because, bro, I knew I was going to get 2 meals. Breakfast, and I was going to get lunch for sure. So, you know, just things like that made me realize, like, stuff like that I never forget. You know, so when people ask me, man, why you be so mad? Why you be so... Because I still remember how that pain felt when I didn't have a chance, or when I was given a chance, I messed it up. You know, all I wanted was a chance. I got to the point where stuff would happen so much to me, I didn't even want to make it. I just wanted a chance, because I felt like I could bet on myself and believe in myself. If I got a chance, I'll make something shake. So with that being said, I realized that, you know, it was just one of those things where I had to go ahead and make it, you know, and I had people that was there for me, my coaches. Those were one of the people that was really influential, that helped me be where I wanted to be at in life. And, you know, and there's a lot of people that was a witness to my testimony, that was like, man, Adrian, if you wouldn't have got it together, or you was one of those kids that skipped school, skipped class, and went through all these different things at home, and could have easily made an excuse for themselves. You know, it's easy to sit here and be like, man, look, man, this what happened. Man, you can make an excuse for yourself all day. But you know what's crazy? After a while, bro, people not gonna care about what you've been through, because it's always somebody who went through something worse or something similar and made something happen. You feel what I'm saying? Like, just imagine if I let all those stuff get to me and I could never be right here today, and I'm just still in a situation where I didn't elevate. All I can do is tell somebody about what I've been through, then they're gonna be like, okay, cool, I can understand that. Dang, bro, that's crazy. Now what? Now what? I mean, what are you gonna do? So I had to make that decision. So now I'm to the point where it's like, it's time to go up. It's time to go crazy. So, you know, now I'm in a situation where I'm able to put my best foot forward and show people why and what I'm capable of doing. And I can't blame nobody but the other individuals, but God and other individuals that was placed in my life to help me see my potential and help me reach it. So right now I'm still fighting that good fight of me understanding that, you know, if I'm ever gonna do anything close to amazing, I'm gonna just continue to keep betting on myself. You know, there's times where people will be like, oh man, like, oh yeah, you're on your way. Yeah, you're gonna be a pro soon. You're gonna make it big. And I'm like, yeah, I know that, but I'm glad you know that. Now I gotta prove it to everybody else. And I just take that same mentality every day I go out and train. Every day I go out and do stuff. And then I feel like people are gonna respect it when they see it and they see it and hear it from me, because, bro, I look just like y'all, bro. I come straight from a place just like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come from a place just like y'all, bro. Like I got gold teeth. I don't got them in right now, but I got gold teeth. Yeah, I got red hair. I got neck tattoos, all that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look like the average individual who is deemed for success. And I love that. You know why? Because I would want somebody to bet on me to think that just because I look like this, I don't got it like that. Bro, I'm sponsored by different people who want to take care of me to the point where I don't got to pay for my food. I got a meal prep sponsor who takes care of my food. You know, I got a recovery sponsor who take care of all of my recovery, so I don't have to pay for any of that stuff, any recovery for as a fighter. You know, I even got my supplement sponsor who helped me get all of my supplements and stuff like that, because I've been able to talk to them about what I go through and how I can help them and how they can help me. You know, so it's different, you know, variables that I've learned along the way to help me get to where I am today. That's going to help me and propel me and keep me pushing forward. You know, so what I would say for you guys is, bro, when you have a vision, I swear the destination is way, way, way bigger, and it's supposed to be the motivation that's going to get you through your journey, because the journey is always going to have something in the way that's going to show you that maybe you shouldn't keep going. Like, bro, just imagine if I would have had that credit card stuff happen to me and I would just be like, bro, it's it, bro, I'm done. I ain't fighting no more. I ain't trying to fight to be able to get to where I think I could get to. But I never would have been able to see this day today where I can be able to be up here, sign autographs with kids, knock people out on TV, you know, stuff like that. You know, I never would have been able to be in a position to be able to experience this because I would have gave up on myself. I understand what my destination is, you know, to take care of my family forever, you know, but and some. I don't want to just pay the bills and we go to different places in the city. I'm trying to go take trips. I'm trying to ride in the best cars. I want to be able to experience all that stuff like that, bro, because why not? You know what I'm saying? Just imagine having the mindset of not thinking that you can make it somewhere because of your certain circumstance. Like, you think when I was laying in that bed when I was like 12, 13, 14 years old, getting bit by a rat here and there, rats, stuff like that, and I could really see myself driving in a Mercedes or anything like that?
Then why did I move up?
Yeah, stuff like that is just, I'm a big visionary, and you know, my anxiety would get to me, and I just felt like, you know, I was gonna make the best out of it. So yeah, and I take meds for my anxiety, for my depression, all that stuff like that. So yeah, I look like this. I take care of myself. I see a therapist. I go to therapy. I do all that stuff to take care of my mental, because I know if I wasn't so resilient, and if I didn't think about how I could get through these different things and how I could continue to keep pushing, I'll probably never be the person I can be today, because I wouldn't have had anything to bet on. But I'm gonna bet on myself every time, even if anybody think that the odds are not in my favor. I don't care, because the odds never been in my favor all my life. So, you know, nothing never changed now. So, yeah, that's kind of my little spiel for you guys. But I think what I can just say to you guys is that if you guys got a vision, man, hold on to it. And I can also tell you that if you tell somebody about your vision and they may not agree with what you got seeing for yourself, understand this: everybody didn't give God the same glasses that he gave for you guys to see the vision. You know, if I told y'all right now that I could be president, a lot of y'all probably will laugh and not believe it. But just because y'all don't see it does not mean that I can't still dream it and I can't see myself doing it. That may mean that I gotta prove it to you that I'm part of those different variables that can consist of me being president. And that's okay, because I love proving people wrong. But that's how you gotta be when it comes down to your dream and your vision. Because a lot of people are not gonna agree with it, and they're not, because they can't see it. They can't see you doing that. And that's okay, because there's gonna be a lot of people like that. But the first people you gotta prove wrong is the people that's around you. And the first person that you gotta prove right is yourself. So bet on yourself every time, no matter if you wanna be a nail tech, lash tech, fireman, astronaut, it don't matter. Bro, where you headed at, the journey is changing so many times, bro. So the environment changed so many times. Just bet on yourself, I promise you. And just keep pushing, for real. So what I can say is, as of right now, you know, if you guys have any questions about anything, I'm definitely open to answering any questions. And yeah.
They want to know if you got any fights coming up.
I just fought last Saturday. Was a dope experience. Just not do that. I hope y'all seen the video. I can definitely show y'all the video, because it was crazy. But I don't have a next fight planned, but I am competing in this jiu-jitsu tournament, which is gonna be it's gonna be on the 21st. I'm getting prepared for that. It's kind of like a wrestling tournament. So yeah, that's what I'm getting prepared for. I think my next fight is probably going to be in October-ish, or I might end up fighting before that. It just all depends on, you know, what me and my managers are going to be talking about and discussing, so I can go ahead and get prepared for that. But you know, as a fighter, as a person who is just always prepared for an opportunity, I'm just going to always train like I got to fight the next week anyways. So, you know, I'm going to stay ready regardless, because, you know, you got to always be prepared for opportunity when it not. I already be prepared and unprepared, for sure.
That's what's up. Hey, does anybody think they can take him in the ring? You want me to schedule? Okay, all right, just checking. Hey, brother, hey, man, that was dope. I know that it was kind of hard. Hey, hold it down, fellas, hold it down, y'all. Hey, but awesome story, man, and I know that the kids did get something out of it today. We definitely want to, when you get in town, we definitely want you to come by.
Sure.
Come by the school and check us out. You know what I'm saying, bro? And I'm proud of you, man. Keep doing your thing. I'm going to make sure our students get your information so they can watch your fights. They can follow you, all your stuff on your social media and all that stuff. So that way, they know who you are. They can say, at least, man, I met him. I know him. He had an opportunity to talk to us and all that good stuff, bro. So, bro, keep doing your thing, man. I'm proud of you, sir.
Right. Yeah. Appreciate y'all for having me. I really do appreciate y'all for having me. You know, I remember being in like seats just like y'all, having other people come talk to us and stuff like that. And you know, I'm always a message away. You know, you can find me on Facebook, AD Palmore. You can find my Instagram, my Twitter, The Real Psyborg. It's spelled Psyborg. You can get it from Coach Green. It's the same name on all my social medias. But yeah, don't be afraid to reach out. I'm not one of them people that's like, oh yeah, y'all reach out, and then never respond. Like, nah, I know how I feel to feel like oh man, I got this, I'm holding on to this inside. I don't know anybody that looks just like me, that's coming from a place where I come from, and then that's making it out and not being able to reach them. So, you know, like, man, just keep holding on and keep pushing, man. Trust me, I've been there, you know, been in the group home and all that. So, man, y'all just continue to keep pushing. Reach out if y'all need to, because you know I'm here for people who feel like they don't have a hope or they don't have a voice. So y'all just keep y'all head high, y'all keep pushing. So yeah, appreciate y'all for having me for sure.
That's what's up, man. Well, we appreciate it again, man. I know you got to run. Y'all clap it up.
Yo, appreciate y'all. Hold on.